Today is Thursday, April 6th, 2017. Tonight on GayXYZ, we're going to talk about so many topics like we normally do. Barry Manilow finally came out as gay. I don't know who he was fooling, but we'll talk about that. Gilbert Baker, you may or may not know who he is. He died, unfortunately. We're going to talk about him and what he has done for the gay community. A cashier is in hot water after asking the little girl about the type of doll that she bought. And we're going to talk about many more topics and our bullshit, of course, tonight on Gay XYZ.
Look inside your tiny mind, then look a bit harder. 'Cause we're so uninspired, so sick and tired of all the hatred you harbor. So you say it's not okay to be gay, well I think you're just evil. You're just some racist who can't tie my laces. Your point of view is medieval. Well, that's not how you find it. Do you really enjoy living a life that's so hateful? 'Cause there's a hole where your soul should be. You're losing control a bit, and it's really distasteful. You think we need to go to war? Well, you're already in one. 'Cause it's people like you that need to get slew. No one wants your opinion.
Good evening. Welcome to another fabulous night here at Gay XYZ.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
We're finally back after a 2 to 3 week hiatus. I don't even remember
It's
how
only
long
been
we've
2
gone.
weeks. It's only been 2 weeks.
Oh, it's been 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. We would have done a show last weekend, but Donovan was booked to capacity. He's like, Beyonce of the group. So
Whatever.
we didn't have a show last week, but we here and we're live tonight. So if you want to call in, feel free. The number's 214-377-0481. Or you can tweet us at Off Limits Show.
No, you can, but you can actually tweet us at GayXYZ Show.
Oh, okay.
And you can Skype us at Off Limits Show if you want.
He knows all the information, people. So I just know the number. That's all. Um, so we have a lot of topics to talk about.
Yes.
Donovan, I'm gonna have you to kick it off with your.
Well, I've got a lot of things I want to talk about, but I wanted to say, just because I just watched it. First of all, what do you have against Madonna? You don't like Madonna. It's obvious you don't like her. Every time let me finish. Every time I mention her, you're like, it's all these fucking sounds. Like, you don't like her. Why don't you like her? You don't have to love her like I do, and you don't have to, but you must at least respect her.
No, I like some songs that she has. I mean, she's not my,
I know she's not your favorite. I know that.
Right,
That's okay.
right.
That's okay. I'm just wondering.
But she has some songs I do like.
Yeah, but you seem like you don't like her because every time I mention her, you're like,
I don't like her in today's age. I don't know.
What is it about today's age you don't like?
I don't know. Madonna's just.
Tell me.
I feel like she's getting too old to be doing the shit that she's doing.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because look, there was Madonna did an interview when she was like 35 or whatever, and the interviewer asked her, so what are you going to do when you're like 60 or late your 50s or 60 or whatever? What are you going to do? You just stop performing, or what? She's like, why would I stop performing? Why would I stop being me? She's like, I'm supposed to just be put out to pasture and die. She's like, I'm going to still do everything I do now, just going to do it at a different age. And I agree. And she's spoken about ageism now, especially in that industry. And I agree that I think it's ridiculous for people to say, oh, you're too old to do this now or too old to do that now. Fuck you. You can do whatever the fuck you want at whatever age you are, as long as you're still good at doing it, and she is. And the bitch still sells out all her fucking... She outdoes every other bitch out there in terms of her tour sales, of her tour sales.
But she was horrible with that Prince reunion. I said, out of all the people y'all could have picked...
She actually was friends with Prince, and they were from Detroit.
I know that, but
area.
I just felt like that was just so subpar to me. I was like,
whatever. Anyway, we're speaking of Madonna, though, so I...
But I mean, a lot of people like Madonna. I mean, here's my thing.
I'm not saying you have to like her.
Madonna has some songs that I like. I just don't see it for her like other people do. That's all I'm saying.
And that's okay. I get it. That's cool.
But then there's a lot of people, artists that I like that people don't see it for either. So I mean, it's
like I said, that's okay. But I'm saying that it's not like it's just the fact you don't like her. It's the fact that you just have this thing out for her. It's like you don't like her. Like you just said, she needs to stop doing what she's doing. She's too old. Well, that's bullshit. I don't agree with that. So when you're 50 or 60 years old, and people saying you need to stop going out to the bars, Jason, that you're too old to do that or whatever the fuck you're doing.
But plus, I think her music isn't the same to me anymore. It's like
same as what? When she was 20 years old?
Well, me personally, I like Madonna's older music.
When she was 20 years old.
No, I mean up until maybe like Confessions of a Dance Floor.
Okay.
After that, I was kind of like. The music I've been hearing from her since then, it's just been kind of. I'm sure with pop music and dance music and that type of thing. I'm sure she's trying to stay, with the times, I guess. But I don't. It just seems like some of the music I've heard from her like recently. I'm just like,
well,
I don't know about this.
After Confessions on a Dance Floor. She did, I think it was Hard Candy, which was not a good album, and she also did MDNA, which was not a great album either. Those two albums really sucked, and they were both albums she just basically phoned in because she was busy, and it showed they sucked. But Rebel Heart was truly an incredible album. And obviously, you've never listened to the whole thing. You don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, so
I haven't heard one song off of the album.
Rebel Heart.
Mm-mm.
Yes, you have. I've played it on the show before.
Oh, and if you did, I vaguely remember.
Well, tonight when the show's ending, I'm playing you one of the songs from that album. You're going to listen to it. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about.
I will say this. One of my favorite songs, and she performed this many years ago, and that type of thing. One of my favorite songs by Madonna is "Take a Bow."
Yeah, but of course, I told you this before. We talked about this before. You like all her music from her R&B album, the one R&B album she did with Babyface, which he produced some of the songs in there, and that was one of the songs he produced.
No,
And
I
you
also
also
like the
like
song
Human
Like a
Nature.
Prayer.
You
I
like
like
Human
that.
Nature. Yes, it's got a gospel choir in it. Yeah. See anything black
Um,
related you like?
would you say anything with black people in it?
Yes, you got so, so
What else? I know I liked Jump. I like that song.
mhm.
I liked uh what's the name of the
Human
song? I
Nature. You like Human Nature.
no
I played Human Nature for you when she said, "Oh, I like that song." I said, "Of course you do, because it's from the R&B album she did." But go ahead.
what's the name of the song was like everybody so get I don't know the name of the song, but I like that
What?
one.
Express yourself. What are you trying to sing?
No. I like
Every-
Vogue. I mean,
Well,
but
yeah,
you know that's a
duh.
given.
You're gay.
It's on a Confessions on a Dance Floor album.
What song?
I don't know the
Hung
name of the
up.
song.
Hung up.
Hung Up, yes,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. I
Oh,
like
okay.
that song.
Oh.
I like Hung Up. I like Jump. There's a few songs I like. I mean, but like I said, in my personal opinion, after she did her Confessions on the Dance Floor album, everything after that, I was like,
No, not everything. 2 albums after that sucked, and I agree with you.
my opinion.
I agree with you. No, I just said I agree with you. I agree with that opinion of those 2 albums, but you didn't listen to Rebel Heart, which was an incredible album. The one that got leaked the last 2013, she released it. That was an awesome album. It's incredible. But anyway, a Ghost Town. You've heard Ghost Town. I'm sure you've heard Ghost Town because it was like a #1 hit from Rebel Heart. Ghost Town. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna have to be playing you some music later.
You see, I stayed silent. I'm like,
Oh my god. Anyway, so speaking of Madonna, though, I watched this documentary. It was called Strike a Pose, and it was about four or five of her dancers from the Blonde Ambition tour from like 1989, 1990, and she did that movie Truth or Dare, if you recall. It was a documentary. It was like the first of its kind at that time, and that was about that tour. Anyway, these dancers talk about behind the scenes or whatever. So those of you who are like Madonna or are interested in, that whole era, definitely check it out. It's about what happened to the dancers after the tour, what happened behind the scenes in the tour, how 2 or 3 of them sued Madonna, and how some of them, she kind of just left some at the wayside or whatever. So it was very interesting. It was 2 hours long. I just watched it, and it's on Logo, so I'm sure it'll re-air. But it got like Sundance Award and everything else, so it's a good show. It's about HIV too, and about them trying to come to terms with that and coming out as gay, and how being on her tour helped them, and how they saw her as a mother figure. And it's very good, so check it out. So I just wanted to say that. That's all I wanted to say about it.
well done.
Thank you.
But and make sure you check that out. You said something else you want to talk about too, right?
Well, yeah, lots of things. But you have any topics?
Okay. Well, yes, I do have a topic. So in Brazil, there was a man who was fired. Oh, he was a banker. He was fired because he posted photos of his engagement online.
But he's
Okay.
gay. He's gay.
Yes, but his job fired him because of it.
Right, but you left out the fact that he's gay.
Well, that's what. Oh, I was getting. I mean, I was getting to that point.
Okay.
So he was a gay banker. He had been working at the bank for about a year and a half. He had got numerous rewards for meeting his target goals, but then he was also subject to like homophobic like slurs and stuff from his employers. So he was recently engaged, and he posted the photos. I'm assuming it doesn't say where. I'm assuming somewhere on social media like Facebook or Instagram or something.
Yeah.
And he posted it. Excuse me. Then the following, I think a few days later, he was called into the office, and they alleged his bosses often ridiculed him because of his style of clothing, and became angry at him when he let loose for being gay. I guess when he was finally being himself, I guess. So the employer eventually dismissed him from his position. And he was just like, I just thought I'd never see the day that I'd be let go because I was gay for posting something on my sites and that type of thing. Here's my thing. It's 2017, and and it still happens, but I'm like, why are employers still firing people for being gay? It was like, I'm pretty sure when you hired him, you knew he was gay, unless he just did a complete 180 and was just like, "Woo, look at me," you know what I mean? But I mean, I I just find it difficult when I just find it mind blowing when people do that. Like when employees fire people, it's just like, oh, well they give you like some bullshit reason like, oh well we think you're underperforming. When really it's not that. It's just the fact that you don't like the fact that this person is gay. So. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Like I said, I know it happens every day. It continues to happen. It's probably going to continue to happen, unfortunately. But I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, I think that's really messed up.
Well, of course I agree. I mean, of course it's messed up, but it happens, like you said, every day. Just like you said, I agree with what you said. I mean, it happens every day. It's going to continue to happen, especially in the climate we're in now with this president and the kind of example he's setting and the kind of policies he's putting into place with law and against gay people, or trying to anyway. And I think it's important to remember that you have rights, and in some states it is perfectly legal, and Texas being one of them, to fire someone for being gay. So if you're gay, you can be fired for being gay. If somebody doesn't like gay people and they find out you're gay, or they just need a reason to fire you because they don't want you anymore, and they can just fire you because you're gay without any legal recourse.
But see, here's my thing. This is what I also wanted to know. Did someone, one of his employees or his coworkers rather, go on his social media page and find these photos? Like, were they purposely trying to look for something, or did he just? Well, they were on his social media page, so either he was friends with someone that he worked with, and they saw the photos and reported to his employer, or someone went snooping around and tried to just find the pictures online.
Right.
Maybe he talked about it, and the was like, "Oh, well, I want to see what you know."
Well, he probably put it on his social media, his just public Facebook page or whatever, just because he was happy to be married and engaged or whatever. And I think that is normal. A normal person would do that. And so someone saw it that doesn't like him, and that's why. So that's what happened.
Well, I'm hoping it doesn't say anything about him suing the employee, but I hope he does.
Yeah, so do I.
So I mean, that sucks to happen to him. Hopefully, he'll get some type of justice one way or the other.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
I doubt
it. That does suck though. I don't like that.
Yeah, it does suck.
Other news.
I want to talk about.
Well, you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I want to talk about. I want to talk about the whole Pepsi ad thing.
Okay, you know what? Before you say that,
yeah.
Okay, I saw everyone talking about this on Facebook, and I have no idea what happened. So you got to explain this to me in detail because I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so what it is first of all, Kendall Jenner did a Pepsi commercial, and in the Pepsi commercial, in the Pepsi commercial, she is part of she's watching people walk by her protesting for their rights. Whether it's, I don't know what kind of rights they're protesting for. It doesn't really say or show it. Like, doesn't really show the signs really, like about gay rights or human rights. Something about human rights or civil rights, something like that. Anyway, and so people are just marching and peacefully marching and protesting, and she's along the sidelines and watching people. And while they're protesting, she walks over and she gives a couple people some Pepsi in the protest. And as she's doing that, she walks over to the cops on the sidelines who are holding in the people from acting up or whatever, and gives one of the cops a Pepsi. This is why people are pissed off. I don't understand it. Madonna's pissed off about it herself, and she tweeted about it, and she tweeted a picture of her holding a Coke can from 1999. Anyway, so I don't understand why people are so uproar. I saw the video, and
so Kendall. So okay, let me get this right. So people are protesting over something, right?
Well, wait. Let me finish though. The people are protesting basically what they're saying. People are pissed off about it. Is they're saying, oh well, maybe if I drink enough Pepsi, I won't get racially profiled, or I won't be called a nigger, or I won't be beat up, or I won't be treated differently because I'm black or gay or whatever the difference is about the person. So they're saying that they were trivializing the effect of a Pepsi on a cop, because the cop's not going to beat them up or harm them or turn against them as long as he has a Pepsi in his hand. So that's what pissed people off. I'm not pissed off by it. I think it's a ridiculous thing to be pissed off about, and I think it's stupid. And even though the commercial's dumb anyway, why the fuck are you getting pissed off about this? So that's what people are pissed off about, though. So go ahead. Sorry.
but just based on the way that you explained it, it just sounds like she handed a Pepsi to a group of protesters. She handed a Pepsi to a cop. To me, I would think of it as like trying to unify the whole situation.
That's what exactly what they were trying to say.
But I don't understand why people are so pissed off
I
about it.
didn't
Like,
either. I mean, people took it to this whole extreme, and my husband and I are both like, "What the fuck are they?" I mean, I understand what they're saying, why they're pissed, but I don't understand how they got there. Like, why are they going to the point where her trying to unify people with Pepsi is somehow making you seem like it's trivializing the fact that they're protesting for their rights?
I don't even understand how they got there.
That's what I'm saying. I don't either.
I don't like. Someone was talking about this and was like, "I'm so pissed off," and I'm like, "Pissed off about what?" And then somebody else commented the Pepsi commercial. I was like, "What about it?" And it was like Kendall Jenner is in it. I was like, "What is she doing?" Like, I didn't know anything about it.
I didn't either.
I'm like,
I saw it on
know.
The View today. That's the only reason I knew about it on The View. We watched it on The View, and we were talking about it. But that's.
But I mean, that's not. I mean, I'm not pissed off about it. I mean,
you need to watch it when the show's over. And look,
I mean,
if anything,
I would just be most just bothered that Kendall Jenner is in it.
I know,
but as
right?
far as the commercial itself, I don't think it would be a problem.
It's not. I don't think it is either. I think it's a mountain, not a molehill, and people do that all the time. And I think people are extra ultra sensitive right now because, as I said earlier, because of the climate we're in. So I think that's one reason that people are reacting the way they're reacting. So anyway,
Right.
Anyway, yeah. So that's what I want to say about that. So.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, but people were talking about like it was trending on Facebook and on Twitter, and I just skimmed over and I was like, I don't understand why people are so upset. But now I really don't understand. Now you explain in detail. I'm like, okay, people, what the fuck? I do not understand why everyone's so upset.
Me either.
All right, moving on to other gay news. Barry Manilow has officially come out as gay and married. Okay, now, first of all, I want to say congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here's the teeny tiny problem I have with this. Maybe he might have fooled the straight community for years about this. I've been knowing Barry Manilow was gay since the beginning of time.
You'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to know that Barry Manilow was gay.
And
he started off in the gay bathhouses with Bette Midler playing the piano for her. I mean, the guy is a homosexual. People,
right?
We know this,
right? But here's my thing, though. This is something that I also wanted to know, and this is just my own personal opinion. And I'm sure I'm going to ruffle a few feathers when I say this, but I'm just keeping it real.
You're gonna ruffle mine or somebody else's?
No, not yours.
Okay.
Just someone's going to be offended by it or have a problem with what I'm about to say. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Okay.
I don't quite understand why certain men and women wait till they get very, very, very late in life before they come out.
Really, you don't understand? You want me to explain it to you?
Now I understand, like, you know, in your 40s or something, in your 50s, you become well established. But I mean, like in your 70s, it's like
this is why, Jason, because the people like him, like what's his name, Barry Manilow, and like Liberace, who's dead, of course, and people like that from that era, that music genre and stuff. Those people, their fan base were a bunch of old women, mostly, or people who were really kind of raised in the 50s and stuff and thought that way about gays and stuff like that. And so they didn't want to alienate their base. That was their base. That was his base. His base with those kind of women and those kind of fans. So he did not want to alienate them and lose money and part of his career, maybe even be blacklisted because he was gay. So I understand why they wait so long. I think it takes far more courage to come out much earlier, obviously, and to do it, say, fuck it, I'm going to be myself regardless of what people think and whatever, regardless of the consequences to myself. But
right. But then again, he's 73, so I didn't think about that. I mean, I guess I'm thinking about current times. I wasn't thinking about back when he was, you know, several years ago, way before I was born. But, you know, because even when I was born, he was in his late 30s, early 40s.
Were you born?
I don't know.
80
so I mean, he was.
What year were you born?
He was grown. He was a grown man. But anyway, he said, I thought it would be disappointing. I'd be disappointing my fans if they knew I was gay. So I never said anything.
That's what I just said.
I'm reading his quote.
Well, that's what I said. I was right then. Go ahead.
He said, I thought it would be disappointing if I told my fans that I were gay. So I never said or did anything. When they found out that Gary, who is his partner, and I were together. They were so happy. The reaction was beautiful. He said he received comments like "Great for you, congratulations, we still love you," that yada yada yada. He said, "I'm just so grateful for it." So, congratulations to him and his partner.
Yes.
Like I said once, he wasn't fooling me, but
No.
I'm glad he's finally come to the conclusion that he can finally be himself with him as well as his partner and
Yeah.
just live a happy life.
Of
So congratulations to
course.
you, Barry Manilow.
Congratulations, Barry Manilow.
Um, I do like that song, Mandy. Oh, Mandy. I don't. That's all I know.
You like it so much
Um,
you don't know the lyrics.
I don't know. I don't know. But you took and you gave and
Oh,
you.
Lord.
I don't know. It's something like that. If I heard it, I could sing along to it. But since I don't hear the lyrics, I can't sing along to it.
Okay.
Moving on to more gay topics. Um, Gilbert Gilbert Baker has died at the age of 65. Now, some of you may not know who he is. Some of you may know who he is. For the ones who do not know who he is, I'm going to enlighten you, okay? So have a seat and turn up the volume a little bit, okay? Thanks. Okay. So, Gilbert Baker was a individual who served in the U.S. Army from 1970 to 1972, and he was stationed in San Francisco. Right after that, he wanted to design a flag to represent.
It wasn't right
Um,
after that, but yeah, go ahead.
what?
It wasn't right after that.
I
But
mean,
go
not right
ahead.
after, but I
Yeah.
mean, look, listen, people, look, listen. The people know what I'm talking about. Okay,
Okay.
I mean, like when I say 1972, I didn't mean like 2 days later he started making this flag. Like people. I'm sure that our listeners are pretty sure know that I wasn't talking about. Oh, on April 6th he got out, and then on April 8th he started making a flag.
Well,
No,
I'm just saying it's a historical fact. So I'm just trying to say it wasn't the same
right,
year. It was later. It
right,
was
right,
after the gay rights movement really got going. But go ahead.
right. So pretty much he first designed the flag 40 years ago for San Francisco prior to 1978. He served in the U.S. Army from 1970 to 1972, where he was stationed in San Francisco at the beginning of the gay rights movement and became friends with Harvey Milk. Okay. After an honorable discharge, he taught himself how to sew and began creating banners for anti-war and gay rights movement, which I love. Um, he said the pride, as you all know, um, the first pride flag had 8 stripes, each with its own meaning. Red is life, hot pink is sexuality, orange is healing, yellow is sunlight, green is nature, turquoise magic and art, blue serenity, and violet spirit. And then later they came out with a revised version of the flag, taking out the hot pink and the turquoise, which is the one you see now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sad he's the creator of the gay pride flag. I wonder. I'm assuming now what's going to happen now since he's passed on. I mean, will his I don't know if he's has a partner or if he's married or has children or what the case may be. I'm sure they would take over his estate. I would assume
Who? What estate?
for Gilbert Baker.
I know, but he wasn't like rich or anything. It wasn't like a really
Well,
huge.
no, but I mean, I'm sure he had some type of. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know these terms, but a lawyer knows what I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay, probate.
I mean, but as far as like, I mean, he was the designer. I mean, I'm sure he has some type of patent or some type of trademark on it or something. I would guess, but I mean,
No, I don't think he does. But maybe he did, but I don't think he did. If you
I would
watched, by
hope
the way,
so.
if you'd watched, which you probably still have not, I'm sure you haven't, and people who've listened to the show, if you watched the miniseries I told you that was really awesome a few weeks ago about called When We Rise, about the life of Cleve Jones, who was one of the gay rights leaders in this country, and he was like Harvey Milk's right hand man, and also knew this man as well who created the flag. It was actually in the movie they show him creating this flag and how it got created and why it came about, and they needed a symbol for the gay community, whatever. And it talks a lot about that. So watch When We Rise if you want to know about gay history, people. It's really good. and he's in it, and that's why he's important. But it's important, I think, that people know who he was and that what he's done for us, and he's given us a symbol. And I think the rainbow flag, although you said what it stood for, is more about the diversity of our community, because we are gay. People can be gay or lesbian or whatever, trans, whatever, and we're diverse that way. But we're also diverse racially and ethnically and religious-wise or whatever. So I think it's just kind of, to me, sums up the diversity of our community. That's why I like the rainbow flag.
Cool. I do. I like it too. I love it. It's wonderful. It is the anthem to LGBT people everywhere.
The anthem,
or a symbol of.
It's an icon.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, now here's a story that kind of bothered me because I don't understand why people are still having issues with. Well, let me stop. I said I don't understand why people still having issues with race, but let me stop. I had to stop myself.
Yeah.
So in South Carolina, a mother and her daughter went to a department store.
Mm-hmm.
Now the mother and daughter are white. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The little girl just recently learned how to. I guess she had recently been potty trained, so she, her mother was congratulating her for that she, was, mastered the art of peeing in a toilet. Okay. So, I mean, but that's a big deal for parents.
Yeah,
that's a huge deal for parents.
Yeah.
So, with that, the mother took her to the store and let her buy a doll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, again, as I mentioned, the mother is white, the daughter is white. The daughter wanted to buy a black doll. Okay. So the mother had no problem with it. She was on board with it. She said, "Get the doll that you want." The mother says, "This is the doll you want." The little girl said, "Yes." She said, "Fine, let's get it. Let's go." Here's where it went downhill. So the mother and the daughter get to the register, and the cashier had to nerve to question the daughter and her as well as herself and said, "Are you sure this is the doll that you want?"
Was she white?
Yes.
Okay.
And the mother said that she looked kind of puzzled. She seemed kind of confused and was like, what are you talking about? She was, and the lady was like, "Oh, well, we have other dolls too." And the lady was like, "But we saw the other dolls. This is the doll that my daughter wants." Then the little girl took up for herself and said, "I want this doll because this doll looks like me." And when she said looks like me, I think the black doll was dressed up as like a doctor, and the little girl wants to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, "I'm buying the doll because the doll looks like me."
Mm-hmm.
Now clearly when she said looks like me, I'm assuming she was going to buy the clothing, okay?
Right.
And her mother said that she is talking about she wants to be a doctor for the longest. She just loves doctors, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So she said she bought the doll because um uh she said it looks like me and the doll is pretty like me.
Mm-hmm.
The cashier went up, Storm, just went a whole uproar. "Well, we have other dolls too. You sure this is the doll that you want?" I mean, and I'm like,
Where
your
was
job is
this,
to
in
ring up these
Alabama
people.
or something? You said.
This is in South Carolina.
Oh, okay, same thing. Go ahead.
And I'm thinking to myself, I would like, bitch, just ring this up so we can go. I don't need I don't need you to put in your 2 cents on why my white child is buying a black doll.
No comments.
Just ring this shit up so we can go, okay?
No comments from the peanut gallery. That's right.
I hate it when people try to put their 2 cents in and be like, "Oh, well, we have other dolls too." I would have been like, "Bitch, I saw them other dolls too. This is the one that I want." That's like when I go car shopping. Let me just pause for a moment. This is like when I go car shopping. And it's like when I go car shopping, it's like when I go and get what I when I go shopping for a car, I already have an idea of what I want. If I want a Nissan Maxima, don't try to take me to no fucking Nissan Versa and tell me that you have a special on this. This ain't what the fuck I came here for, bitch.
Why would
Like,
they do
I
that?
hate
Why?
that.
They've never done that to me. Why would you come there and say I want this particular car and they show you a different one?
No, this has actually happened to me.
But why?
Back when I was a huh?
Why though? Why would
I
somebody
don't-
do that?
Babe, I don't know. Maybe I don't know because there are a lot of salespeople who think people of color just don't have a lot of money or something, or just or just
Oh, you
fucking
mean
poor
they think you can't afford what you wanted?
So here, this is a true story. Years ago, when I was in college, I went and bought a pre-owned um, Dodge Neon. Okay,
Uh huh.
it had low mileage. I had saw it online. I was interested in seeing it. I drove it. Still bought it. Car had maybe like 41,000 miles on it. Well, which for me, well, which are low miles, but for me, that was like equivalent to a brand new car when I was in college. So I'm telling about. I was like, oh yeah, I'm interested in this car, and that type of thing, yada yada yada. This motherfucker takes me to a '96 Honda Civic with 220,000 miles on it. Why the fuck do you think I want to buy that?
Wow. Wow.
I'm like, this is not what I want. He was like, but it's in your budget. I'm like, you don't know what the fuck my budget is. You gonna take me to the hoopty in the parking lot? So, that type of thing. And then same thing when I bought my Nissan, when I bought my Maxima. Now, clearly, I've been studying Maximas. I've been looking into them. Then I've done my research from head to toe. Consumer reports, YouTube videos, you name it. I did my homework on this car, right?
Yeah.
Get to the fucking dealership. This is salesman number one because when he did this shit, I was like, no, I need another salesman. Get to salesman number one. I said, hi, my name is Jason. I'm here. I'm looking for a car. I'm in the mood for. I'm not in the mood. I'm in the market to buy a car.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, well, what kind of car are you looking for? I said, I want the Nissan Maxima. I said, I don't show me any other cars. I want the Nissan Maxima. I said, only thing I need to do. I said, just take me over to the Maximas. Let me pick out the trim level that I want. Let me see let me see what features it has for each one, because I'm sure each one had different features and different options, right? I said, let me go see what I want. He was just like, okay, well, do you have a budget? I said, yes, I have a budget. But, that type of thing. What the fuck did I say that I had a budget for? This motherfucker, now as we're walking to the Maximas, right, we passed the Nissan Versas. Now, don't get me wrong. Nissan Versas are cute. They're just not for me, okay?
I don't think they're cute, but okay, go ahead.
But I mean, they're nice. I mean, yeah, I guess if you get I've seen now the fully loaded one actually I was kind of surprised by. Now, I'm not saying I would have bought it, and no shade to anyone who owns a Nissan Versa, but all I'm saying is, it's a good car. It just wasn't for me. Okay. So he was like, well, we have these rebates on these. You can get like a $6,000 rebate on the Versa, and I was like, well, that's great, but that's not what I'm here for. So then he kept walking to. He was like, but it's nice and that type of thing. I'm like, I don't want this teeny tiny ass car. So then he tried to take me over to the Altima. I said, you know what? I need to talk to another salesman because I've told you twice. I don't want an Altima. I don't want a Nissan Versa. I need to talk to another salesman. So actually, I didn't even go talk to another salesman that day. I actually left because he actually kind of pissed me off.
Yeah.
So then a few days later, I talked to a different salesman. I said, I was here a few days ago. The salesman that was here tried to talk me into another car that I do not want. I know what I want. I'm not coming here to settle for less. I said, he said, what kind of car are you looking for? I said, I want a Maxima. Took me straight to the Maximas. He explained them to me, what kind of options they had, how much this one is versus how much this one is, all kinds of stuff. I said, okay, I like you already. You took me straight to the Maximas. You didn't tell me about the trucks, the cars, the vans, the birds, the bees. You didn't tell me nothing about that. You just took me straight to the Maximas. And then I made my decision, went inside, signed the paperwork, did the little test drive. A few hours later, I was out the door. That is the type of salesman I have. Car salesman, I need y'all to take fucking notes with this shit, okay? If a person comes in and says that they want this particular car, don't take them to a fucking hoopty that has 220,000 miles on it, and don't take me to no goddamn Nissan Versa. I'm like, my knees touch the dashboard. Like, this is like a fucking go-kart. Like, and mind you, I'm not a skinny dude. So me trying to drive a Nissan Versa, I would look like a stuffed sausage. Like, no, I need some room. I'm a big boy, okay? I need room when I'm driving a car, okay? So
I've never had any kind of salesman do that to me ever. Every time I got in a car, I know I do so much research before I buy a car. I research so many cars in detail and do consumer reports and online reviews and everything. And I finally narrowed it down to the exact car I want with the exact options, which is always everything. And then I go in there and I say, this is the car I want. Or I usually before I go in there, I say, talk to a salesperson. I say, this is the car I want. Do you have this on the lot? Do I have to have it made? Whatever. And they tell me, and then I go in there and I test drive it and I do the financing thing and I leave. I mean, that's it. I mean, so I've never had anybody come to me and say, well, do you really want that 650i? Or do you really want? It's bizarre.
See, but I think they're notorious for doing that to minorities and women.
I am a minority
Because I hear a lot of women say that too. They're like, oh, I want to go look for this car, and they try to take me to something else. Like they did my mom. Like the mom was like, I don't want this fucking car. This ain't what I came here for.
I am a minority. Why would they not do it to me? They do it to you. They do it to everybody else. It's no different. Just because you're a little darker than me or whatever.
Probably. they probably just assumed that you were white. I don't know.
I don't think so. But whatever the case may be, but also the other thing is, the last guy I dealt with was a minority himself. So, he was Asian. So.
Right. So I mean, it's just. So, Nissan of McKinney, Texas, I need y'all to get that shit together. I need y'all to retrain your salespeople, because if a person comes in and say this is what they want, take me to the car. Don't take them to a car that they have zero fucking interest in.
Well, it doesn't make any sense anyway, because you're just wasting their time and yours, so it makes no sense. So
right.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
So we might have lost a sponsor with them, but I don't care. Fuck you, Nissan.
They're going to sponsor our ass anyway, please. Anyway. Whatever.
So, anyway, I flew off the handle for a moment. But my thing is, since when is it the cashier's job to question a child on what type of fucking toy she wants?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You're right. I mean, I agree. I agree.
So pretty much the cashier is pretty much saying, if you put two and two together, we have white dolls too. Why do you want the black one? That's exactly what it boiled down to.
That's horrible.
Oh, girl, get the fuck out of here. I don't know. The thing is with this, it says that I don't know if the cashier was reported, or if they, if the mother, filed a complaint against the department store. I don't know. If I was a mother, I would have.
Me too. Yeah.
So it doesn't say the name of the store either, so we don't know what store this was either. But it's sad. You can't even go and buy a fucking doll of another race without some bitch over here trying to question you. Like, get out of here.
Well, it's like I said, it's the climate we're living in now. So people just think they have this audacity to just come out and say things like that. Like they have the right to determine what race someone's doll should be. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But whatever, people are ridiculous.
So it is what it is. So those were all the topics that I have. I guess I'm gonna rant now because I had an issue with Burger King.
Oh Lord.
Oh, and Sonic. Let me tell you about this bullshit. Mm-hmm. So I'm on my lunch break. I don't know. Y'all probably don't want to hear my rants, and if you don't, that's fine. You probably already tuned out by now. But I went to Sonic on my lunch break, and I was like, you know what? It's happy hour. The only thing I want is a nice cold Dr. Pepper. That's it. That's all I want. Just a medium Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Why did I wait for 17 minutes for a fucking Dr. Pepper?
Where was this, Burger King?
No,
Sonic. 17 minutes?
17 minutes. And it's always the same. Like, the Sonic over by my job is the closest one. I would love to drive to one that's a little bit further away. I just may have to. And just go to the one that has better customer service. I don't know what it is about this particular Sonic. The Sonic up there at Beltline and Montford Drive in Dallas, right there where Dallas and Addison kind of like meets.
Uh-huh.
That fucking Sonic has the worst customer service and the slowest service I have ever seen in my life. Why is everyone waiting 10, 15, 20 minutes for some food, or either for... I don't like Sonic's food. I mainly just go for their drinks because I only like their slushes and their drinks. That's the only reason I really go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why the fuck am I waiting 17 minutes for a Dr. Pepper? So then I'm sitting in drive-thru. You can't go inside because Sonic just has it to where you can't go inside and just demand your order. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit here a little bit longer. If I don't get my drink, I'm just going to just drive off. Some people have already driven off in the drive-thru. Mm-hmm. So I get to the counter. I get to the window, and the guy is like, I said... and then he handed me the drink and was already sitting at the window, which means, motherfucker, y'all probably made this anywhere between 1 and 16 minutes ago. I need a fresh Dr. Pepper. You're not about to give me some watered down Dr. Pepper for $2, okay? So I was like, well, can I get it? I was like, I would like to get a fresh Dr. Pepper. He was like, we just made it. I said, well, I need you to make another one. I've been sitting in drive-through for the past 17. If I'm sitting if I'm sitting in drive-through for the past 17 minutes and I ask you to make me another Dr. Pepper, why are you giving me attitude? It's not like I'm telling you to remake my food.
Did you
even though if that shit was cold too,
did you have him remake it or not?
Yes, I did.
And so do you really think he didn't spit it in or something?
No, because I was looking at him through the window. My eyes were locked on him. He didn't leave the area either.
Okay, that's good.
So, yeah. So then I went on Twitter and tweeted Sonic, and them hoes never replied. So fuck them. They obviously don't care. Then Burger King. Now Burger King normally y'all treat me well. I don't know. Maybe y'all had an off morning this particular morning when I was on my way to work. I ordered 2 orders of French toast sticks. 12 minutes in drive-through. Why am I waiting 12? Now, if I remember correctly, when I was 16 years old, I worked at Burger King. Them hoes take 2.5 minutes to cook, okay? I remember dropping them hoes in the grease, hitting the button when I was 16 years old, okay? Why am I waiting 12 minutes for French toast sticks? So then when the girl came to the window, I was like, well, now I'm going to be late for work because I've been waiting 12 fucking minutes for French toast sticks. And it was like I was in between cars, so I couldn't leave. I had no choice but to sit there. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just want my fucking French toast sticks so I can take my ass to work, people.
Oh, God. It's so funny to me that you get so crazy upset with the service at places that charge you so little for so much food. But anyway.
And I don't know.
Well, I gotta tell you, that reminds me of I had something at Sonic. I don't know, this is like months ago when I was still eating meat. But anyway.
You're a vegetarian?
I talked about this on the show, didn't I? Oh.
No.
Oh, I got to talk about that in a second. But before I do, Sonic. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, there's a Sonic that I go to, and whenever I've gone there, it's always the same bitch answers the fucking little speaker thing. And it's like the 4 times in a row it was. Anyway, one time I went there and I wanted a combo. And I wanted, because I've lost 40 pounds in the past, I don't know, say 6-8 months or whatever. Or no, year. And because one of the ways I did that was by reducing the amount of food I was eating, portion control, whatever. So anyway, it came with it was like free day or whatever. So I went to Sonic and I got like number one, like a single burger, and like I wanted cheese tots with it, a small cheese tot, not a medium or a large or a jumbo, whatever. I wanted a small, so just a little. It's got like maybe 10 little tots and that's it. And so I ordered my thing. I said I'd like the number whatever one with a small tots and a small drink, whatever it was. She said, okay, we don't have small tots with combos. You can only get medium. I go, well, I want a small. I don't want a medium. I just want a small. But it comes with a medium. But I want a small.
Just make it a small. Just pretend.
Yes. She said, but I'm going to have to charge you for the medium. I said, that's fine. I don't care. Just give me a small tot. And she's like, I can't do that. It comes with and she kept on and on, arguing with me over and over. I said, you can give me a small tot. Do you not sell small tots? Yes.
I would have been like, just charge me for the size that it comes with, or just make it a small.
Right. And so she wouldn't let go. So this is what I did. I said, okay, fine. Can I have cancel my order? Let me reorder. She said, okay. And I said, I want a Sonic burger single. And then she said, okay, mustard, whatever. And I said, I want a medium, I don't know, diet cherry limeade, whatever it was. And then I want a small tot. She said, do you want the combo? No. With the fucking combo, bitch. Because you won't give me the goddamn combo unless it's a medium. Do you want to upsize, Sonic size that? No, I want a small. Goddamn. And so I understand how fucking frustrating they can be, because I'm like, every time I'd go there and do the same thing, the same bitch would answer the goddamn speakerphone. I'm like, why is not anyone else answer this goddamn thing? Anyway, so I get it. I get you get frustrated and service sucks and whatever, but as I always say, you cannot expect a lot from a place where you pay 99 cents for a fucking corn dog or a hamburger or some shit. I mean, come on.
That's true.
And you can't expect too much. I mean, I understand the basic, like, you should be able to expect just basic customer service, yes. And so if you have to wait 17 minutes or 11 minutes, was it 17 or 11 you had to wait? 17 minutes, right? for your
17 minutes at Sonic, 11 minutes at Burger
you gotta
King.
wait 17 minutes or 11 minutes for your meal, or 17 minutes specifically for a fucking drink. That's fucking ridiculous. So I get why you got pissed. I would piss me off too. I would have not have stayed there that long. I would have stayed 5 minutes max and been out of there. Fuck that shit. No. For a fucking drink, I don't think so. But you probably already paid for it anyway, so I guess it matters. But whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I talked about this I guess I talked about this actually on my Off Limits show. I didn't talk about it on this show, but I for the past I guess 2-3 weeks now have been vegetarian. And what happened is I years and years ago I was trying to be a vegetarian, and the reason I stopped being vegetarian was because it was so difficult to be vegetarian, because everywhere you went it was meat centric and everything's meat, whatever. And I wanted to be a vegetarian because ethically I think it's right. Also for health reasons, I think I don't think it is. I know it's healthier for people to not be meat eaters, but and on and on. Anyway, so there's this documentary that I got sent from Meat Magazine to review, and I reviewed it. I watched the documentary on Vimeo, and it was called "What the Health," HEALTH, and it was about what eating meat does to your body and blah blah blah, whatever, and how we're not really omnivores, we're frutivores and all this other shit. Anyway, it explains all the science behind it and all this proof and everything else. Anyway, whatever. But the reason I chose to be a vegetarian, one, is because of this documentary, but also previous to that. But two, because of ethical reasons, because of the way they treat animals, and I don't think. And secondly, third, we don't need to eat meat to survive. So I just feel better when I don't eat meat, and I just like it, and that's for me. Anybody else can do what the fuck you want. You can eat meat, you like meat, fine. I don't give a fuck. But for me,
Well, I mean, what happens if the animal died of natural causes?
if it dies of natural cause, you're not going to want to eat it anyway because it's going to deteriorate, or what's it called? Rot. Basically, you don't want to eat it that way anyway. Now, the only way if we as human beings were still 40,000 years ago living in caves and shit like that, or out in the prairies in Africa or whatever the fuck it was, and food was scarce, where we didn't have any options, we only had meat or whatever available, you'd eat whatever was available, whether it was meat or fruit or whatever, right? So that makes sense. But now we are, food is plentiful. We have tons of food, especially in this country. And you don't have to eat meat to survive. You get plenty of protein other ways and whatever else. So, there's no reason to eat meat unless you just love it so much, and that's the way you've been raised, and that's why most people still eat meat. That's the way I was raised. But I don't think that it's ethically right for me to do that. I don't want to eat meat anymore unless I absolutely had to. Like if I were starving or something, yes, I would eat meat, but only because I'm able not to. I don't. So anyway, it's been like 2.5 weeks now, and this documentary talks about how people were like, and I don't have any health issues like this, but these people had diabetes and they had like all this other shit that's wrong with them, and literally 2-3 weeks later, they were off half their medications, and some of them, their diabetes, their levels went as low as if they were on metformin or something like that, which is a drug people diabetics take, I think, to lower their blood sugar. And blood pressure went down, and and literally their arteries and stuff cleared out and everything else in just a couple weeks. And it's only been like 3 weeks since I've been doing this, and I feel great, and I feel wonderful, and I like it. I don't miss meat at all, like not even one little bit. I don't miss it at all. So the only challenge is eating without putting tons of cheese on everything, like smothering everything in cheese or tons of pasta, all that stuff. Because
that's my problem, because I like meat and I like cheese.
Well, actually,
I actually went to Freebirds for lunch today, and I had a bowl, and I told her to put extra cheese on it.
Do you know this documentary talks about the fact that cheese is like heroin to your brain? Did you not know that? Cheese is...
they're probably right, because I love cheese.
Well, when you combine cheese with meat, especially, there's a chemical reaction in your brain that's not obviously as powerful as heroin, but it's the same exact dopamine or serotonin release or whatever that heroin does, exactly the same way, and the same receptors. So
you just get that satisfaction when you bite into it.
Yeah, people get drugged by it.
The same kind of satisfaction like when you're cutting gift wrap paper and the scissors glide across the paper.
That's hilarious, Jason.
Because I get satisfaction from that too. I'm like, it's smooth. I'm like, oh my God, that's complete satisfaction to me.
Oh, that's hilarious. I know exactly what you're talking about, though. That is so funny. Yes, I do know what that's like. Anyway.
But no, I mean, and then I had bacon for breakfast this morning, so it's like...
Oh, that's the other thing. Every time you eat a slice of bacon... No, is it every 2 slices of bacon or every 1 egg, which I still eat eggs. I still eat eggs and I eat cheese. I'm not a vegan, I'm a vegetarian. But every time you eat or bacon, it was bacon. Every time you eat bacon, it's like smoking 5 cigarettes to your body. It's the same kind of thing. It explains all this scientifically, why this is.
That's 1 strip of bacon?
No, 2 strips. I think it was 2 strips. But let me explain one more thing that the thing talked about. Every time you cook meat, Before you cook it, it's not the case. But when you cook meat, it releases carcinogens into the air and or into the meat because it has, I can't remember what they called it. There's a specific fiber or something in flesh that when burned, it actually releases a toxin. And so every time you're eating meat, you're actually literally eating toxins. And literally on I can't remember the name of the federal government agency, but lists like not the FDA, it was something like that, some other
FEMA?
agency. No, it wasn't like that. It was like another federal agency. Anyway, they listed the top 3 carcinogens or top 3 lethal something or whatever. And 3 of them, one of them was eating deli meat, processed deli meat, like, like, I don't know, Oscar Mayer.
Oh, I don't eat that. I don't eat that.
Or from the deli, like, sandwich meat, or like Subway or Slotsky's or whatever. Anyway, when you eat deli meat, that is the equivalent to your body of ingesting asbestos or plutonium. I know this sounds like fucking out there, but the reason you don't know about this shit is because if you look into it, and I looked into it after the documentary to make sure this stuff wasn't just made up shit, and it wasn't. And they showed scientists and shit too about this. But the thing is, wait, let me finish.
Smoking an actual cigarette.
Let me finish. Like the American Cancer Society, which is there to protect you from cancer, right, and try to promote cancer awareness and health and whatever. Literally, they promote deli meat. When deli meat is shown to cause cancer in human beings, they American Diabetes Association promotes on several of their recipes bacon wrapped shrimp and bacon this, bacon that, whatever. When it's shown that eating bacon and things of that nature can cause or increase your diabetes issues or whatever. And the other one was the American Cancer Society, Heart Association. They also say you should eat deli meat and whatever else when it actually causes cholesterol. The only thing that causes you to
it has like a shitload of sodium though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the other part of it. Sodium, yes, that's a heart attack stuff. That's American Heart Association still promoting it though. And so my point is all of these associations promote all of these things that actually cause harm to the people they're trying to protect. And why would they do that? Well, when we looked into it, not we, but this documentarian looked into it, you see that their lobbyists, the people who actually, not lobbyists, their sponsors are all the companies like Tyson Foods, KFC, whatever, cheese, like the fucking, you see those commercials like about, get milk, it's good for you, or whatever this fuck it's called, got milk or whatever, those ads, stuff like that. They're promoting to these institutions to actually promote them, like Domino's Pizza, literally by the government. The government promotes cheese in their pizza so that you'll buy cheese, even though cheese is actually not that great for you. So my point is that all these places would not exist without these ailments. So they try to stay around and relevant by helping people stay sick. I know that sounds fucked up, but I swear to God, it's the truth.
It sounds pretty American to me.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Anyway, so I'm just saying, anybody who's listening to this show and you're interested in actually learning about stuff, I just suggest you watch it. I made my friends Kathy watch it and my husband watch it, and they watched it and they were like, "Oh my God!" And so they didn't want to eat. And right after that, we all went to eat, and I had my vegetarian meal, and they ate whatever. But I don't think you have to not. You don't think you have to actually not eat meat. I'm just saying, watch it and be informed about what you're eating and what it does to your body, because it does matter. So,
God, the only thing that's left for people to eat is lettuce, peanuts, and pistachios.
Beans, lots of beans, legumes, vegetables, of course, fruits.
What about chicken?
No.
What about salmon?
Yeah, well, there are some people who are called pescatarians, which actually eat fish still. But no, I'm not one of them. I don't eat fish either. So just all I eat now is vegetables, fruit, beans, legumes, things like that, tofu, whatever.
I did get extra beans on my bowl today.
Oh, one more thing. I went that Saturday, the next day, to get a fucking vegetarian, I was talking about fast food, went to Taco Bell to get a vegetarian power burrito. They actually have that on the menu, okay? And
they do?
Yes, vegetarian power burrito. And, it's a known, I'm not saying it's on the menu, but it's known, if you go to Taco Bell, they know what that means. Anyway, so I went to one, and I actually got one. I said vegetarian power burrito. They made it for me, no question, and that was it. And basically, it's just replacing the meat with black beans, okay? And it was delicious, whatever. So I asked for it again, like a few days later, and I went to the fucking drive-thru, And I go, this is what happened. Oh, talk about fucking fast food. Okay, listen. I go there, and the woman goes, can I check your order? Whatever. I'd like a vegetarian power burrito. Would you like chicken, steak, or whatever it was on that? I go, I want a vegetarian power burrito. The silence. Would chicken or steak or... I said, a vegetarian one. I don't want any meat. And she goes, she literally just sat there, silent. Nothing.
I'm sure she was probably asking someone.
But no, she wasn't, because she sat there silent. And finally, I said, hello. She goes, chicken, beef, or whatever it was. I go, I want a vegetarian power burrito. And finally, at that point, the manager comes on. He puts on the menu. I see it come up, vegetarian power burrito. Anything else? No, okay, whatever. So I drive away and going on to my next thing, and I open it, and there is nothing in there but lettuce and the ranch sauce and tomatoes, and that's it. I mean, that was it. They didn't put any fucking beans in it, nothing. The fucking idiots didn't make it right. So after all that bullshit, they didn't even know what the fuck they were doing. So my point is, it's hard to be a fucking vegetarian, but I like it. It's been easy for me at home, eating at home, whatever, and eating out, actually. All these fast food places have really good options for vegetarians. So I think it's a great thing. Go ahead.
What's the name of that restaurant on Oaklawn Avenue?
We went there last weekend. We went there last weekend. Cosmic Cafe. Cosmic Cafe.
Yeah. Is that? See, I need meat though. I need like some kind of meat.
You don't need meat. You think you need it, but you don't. Because look, it's just
I need it in my life. You don't understand.
I know you need some kind of meat, like tube steak, but I don't know about that kind of meat. But anyway, no, I mean, no, because we went to Cosmic Cup Cafe, Cosmic Cup Cafe, and I've been there many, many years ago. But it's the first time I've been back, and we had I had I can't remember what they were called, some kind of tacos. They were fucking amazing. They were like squash and this great amazing sauce and avocado and beans or whatever. It was amazingly good. And then I had samosa. That was good. And
what's that?
I also had dal. You know what dal is? It's like
what's samosa?
A samosa. You love a samosa. Oh my god, they make them with meat too, but you can get it with meat or potatoes.
Is that like a drink?
No, a samosa is a fried like an empanada, but it's triangle. It's like stands up straight. It's like a triangle and it's fried.
Oh,
and
when you said mimosa, I thought it was
let me finish.
Like...
And it's stuffed. It's stuffed with meat or vegetables or whatever. And I got with vegetables.
What kind of meat?
Usually ground beef. Usually, yeah. But mine was potato.
Okay.
But anyway, one of my favorite restaurants to go to is an Indian restaurant called Taj Mahal, and it is in Dallas near Meadow. It's off Meadow and Central.
Oh yeah. I went there about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, did you like it or not?
Yeah, I like Taj Mahal.
Oh, okay. Literally, when I go there, they know me because I've literally been going there for 17 years. So I walk in there, and they used to know my order till the last couple of weeks because I used to order the same thing all the time. But they always give me something free. Like this time, they gave me a free appetizer or whatever, just because they like me, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so they have amazing vegetarian food. You can get there too. They have a whole vegetarian menu basically, and it's really good. So, but anyway, so I'm vegetarian now, and so I like it, and I'm happy with that way. So my only fear is I'm going to gain weight because there's even though this documentary says carbs don't cause you to gain weight, and I read about it online, it says carbs actually do not cause you to gain weight, and sugar doesn't either. It's fat. It's fat and cholesterol combined with sugar that make you gain weight. But so I'm afraid that I'm going to gain weight because I'm not eating like, I was, where it was, a lot less carbs, but we'll see.
So a samosa, okay, it's not a drink.
No, that's a mimosa.
Okay. So, cause see, if I'm at a vegetarian restaurant and they say, "Would you like a samosa?"
You say yes.
I would think that they were about to give me a cup.
No.
With some type of,
fruity drink. No.
Pretty drink, but instead of it being alcohol, it's like egg whites or something that they pour in there. I don't know.
No,
I'm
it's really good.
Egg whites.
No, it's really good. You should go, if you go back to Taj Mahal or whatever, ask for the vegetarian mimosa. See, you got me doing it. Vegetarian samosa, which has potatoes in it and these delicate spices. It's delicious. You'll love it. You would like that, no doubt, whether you're a meat eater or not. You would love a samosa. Everybody loves samosas. They're delicious.
Well, I guess next week should be my last week. I should just indulge if I'm going to.
You don't have to be a vegetarian. I'm just telling you that you should watch the documentary. You can go on Vimeo and watch it for free. And it's called What the Health. And
I'm gonna go to Gino's East and get a deep dish pizza.
You can get a pizza. You can eat a pizza as a vegetarian. Just don't
and
get
drink alcohol.
Just get cheese pizza. or with
Just get cheese. No, I need
vegetables.
meat. I
You
need
don't.
pepperoni.
No, you
I need
don't.
sausage.
You
I
don't.
need bacon. I need jalapeno
That's
peppers.
not meat.
I'll just put all listen, just put all the unhealthy shit on there and just let me just sit there, and when I take a bite I close my eyes and go into ecstasy.
One more thing I'll say is that cholesterol is only caused by animal products. And so the cholesterol that builds up in your arteries over time as you age and hardens your arteries is due to that. And when you actually become a vegetarian, it literally reverses the process if you have any cholesterol, which everyone does if you eat meat to some degree, building up in your arteries because they don't cause, only meat causes that. Meat does not, nothing else causes cholesterol but meat. So,
Well, see, normally when I go to work, normally I take my lunch to work most of the time, except for this past week. I've been super lazy and I've been eating out like every day, I have to admit. But normally on a good week, I take salmon and rice to work, and I normally eat that because it's like a lighter option. Plus, when I'm at work and I sit down all day because I'm at a desk, I don't like to eat heavy because I get sleepy.
oh yeah.
So I normally take like salmon and rice, and it's well, one, it's healthy. Two, it's light.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can eat that, and then three, it's healthy,
Yeah.
more healthier. But
What you should
you
do
know,
is if you want to explore it, I would just suggest that you just cut out just do 1 day a week where you just do vegetarian. And then see if you're okay with it and try 2 days after a while, then 3, then some move on. I just went cold turkey. It didn't bother me one bit, but that's just me. But because I've done this before, been
well,
vegetarian
because
before.
you have the willpower. I don't have the willpower.
It's
Like
not
I
like
could
that.
do it for like a day, then I'd be like, oh my god, where is the nearest burger joint?
What about,
And I want a burger with extra cheese.
do you like macaroni and cheese?
Of course I do.
Do you like cake?
I do.
do you like,
That sounds the beginning.
do you
that
like
sounds the
tater
beginning-
tots? Do you like
That
tater
sounds like the beginning of a commercial. Do you like cookies?
It does, doesn't it?
Do you like cake?
It does. Well, I'm just saying you can still eat potatoes, tater tots, French fry. You can eat all that stuff and still eat. Now, that stuff's not good for you, though. I mean, just because you're vegetarian doesn't mean you can't get fat, and doesn't mean you won't be healthy if you still eat the wrong foods. But I'm just saying you can still technically eat anything that's not meat, and that includes all those things like I mentioned, and as well as many other things. So you think you're going to miss it if you try it, but just try 1 day this week or next week or something and see how it happens. You don't have to become a vegetarian. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen next week when we talk. We can talk about your 1 day as a vegetarian. And
You know
see.
what? I'm actually going to try it this week. I'm going to do 1 day.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I can do a day. I might start with just maybe like a meal.
You can have eggs,
just
by the
prep
way.
it.
You can have eggs. You can have eggs.
I like egg. Well, see, maybe I might have to start off with like a vegetarian meal, and then kind of graduate up to maybe like a vegetarian day. I'm gonna start with baby steps.
Okay, that's fine. But it
So
would
I
be
think
more interesting.
Saturday afternoon, I'll get.
It would be more interesting if you actually went a whole day. That way we could talk about it next week.
I don't know if I can do the whole day.
Well, just
though.
try. Just try. You don't understand. There's so many
Because see,
things.
I feel like if I would do an entire day this weekend of vegetarian, I feel like at 12:01 I would binge eat.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be on the weekend. Just do it on tomorrow. It's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. Just do it tomorrow. Just in the morning, have eggs or an egg or whatever. You could have an egg McMuffin without any meat or whatever. I mean, without the whatever it's called, the Canadian bacon or whatever. Or you could have pancakes or whatever. And then for lunch, you could have what could you have for lunch? You could have by the way, one of the godsends is like the Morningstar stuff. You've had Morningstar stuff before, right? Like at the store.
Oh yeah. That stuff actually looks pretty good on the box.
I've eaten it when I wasn't a vegetarian, and especially the corn dogs. The corn dogs are amazing. But yeah, you can eat the like chicken nuggets. You have, oh my God, we went to Boston Market on my second day of being a vegetarian, and I had bought these riblets from the store by Morningstar. And so I went there and got 3 sides, like macaroni and cheese, small macaroni and cheese, and.
But you're not supposed to be eating meat.
No, let me finish. No,
Okay.
I'm saying that the Morningstar riblets, they're not meat. Nothing that Morningstar makes is meat related. It's all vegetarian. So the riblets, they are, I swear to God, you would not know the difference between these ribs and real ribs. They were so fucking good. And so I had those with my sides from Boston Market. My sides from Boston Market, I just had like, mashed potatoes and like macaroni and cheese or something like that. And so, so I'm saying you could get something for like that for lunch or something. They make lunch. Amy's makes lunches and pizzas and everything else. They make burritos. You could have a burrito from Taco Bell. You have a bean burrito or have a power burrito from Taco Bell.
No, I don't have time to explain to people a vegetarian powerhouse.
You don't have to explain it for a bean burrito. A bean burrito is just a bean burrito. Say I want a bean burrito, and they'll give you.
No, but I'm talking about the one you had. What did you call it?
Vegetarian power burrito.
Oh, I said powerhouse.
I'm just trying to
See,
give you some tips on how you can survive one day. It's not hard. And then
and see,
for
but
dinner,
then 11:59, and see, within midnight hits, and then as soon as it hits 12:01, I feel like I would binge eat and drink for like 30 minutes.
so what?
I'll be like, oh my god, chocolate cake, I've missed you. Ice cream, I've missed you.
Chocolate cake and ice cream are okay. That's what I'm saying. You can
Ooh.
have chocolate cake. You can have anything but not meat. Is there meat in chocolate cake? No.
What about Wingstop?
There's meat in wings, you moron.
I want, but they have really good lemon pepper wings.
So you can get lemon pepper on something else besides wings, tofu or
What?
something.
What am I gonna put lemon pepper on?
Tofu.
Hell, you talk about that shit that. Not. Let me stop. I don't want to offend anyone. You talk about that stuff that looks like those white little blocks.
Yes, I had it tonight. It was delicious.
What? Like, what does it taste like?
It tastes like whatever you put in it. So if you stir fry it, or if you put it like in a pasta or with rice or whatever the flavors are, like if you have garlic in there or barbecue or whatever, it tastes the same as that. It's just, but its texture is like chicken or whatever else.
They,
Extra
they look
firm.
like big marshmallows.
Yeah, but you never tried it, so you don't know if you'd like it or not. But you don't just take it out of the package.
I mean,
and
is
eat
it soft? I mean, what? I mean, I don't know.
You don't just take it out of the package and eat it like that. You cook it, obviously, but no.
Well, see, I wouldn't have known that. I probably would take it out the package and start eating it right away.
Oh God, no! You cook it, and also, yes, it comes in soft. It comes in soft. It comes in medium and extra firm. Extra firm is more like a normal texture for like a meat. So, but the best thing for you to do if you ever decide to do this is just to get a few of those meals from Morningstar or something and try them. You'd love them. They're really good. So anyway, but yes, I'm a vegetarian. I just want to tell you that before we leave. So but now you know. So everybody knows. So
This looks like cubed, like cheese or something.
yes, but it's not. It's not.
Like if they had samples of this at Sam's, I'd be like, oh, cheese. Let me go try something that's really like tofu.
Nobody eats tofu like that, though. They don't cut up a slice of tofu and just eat it raw or eat it uncooked. You eat it, you cook it, and it tastes on the flavors of whatever you cook it in.
But what is tofu made out of?
Soy. It's just soybeans and soy. It's just soy.
Okay, I can might be able to do that because I've had a soybean burger and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so it's soy. That's all it is.
And
you can get a soybean burger too. You can get those from the freezer aisle, Amy's or Garden Burger or whatever.
Okay, this tofu actually looks like biscuits.
That's weird.
Because they're golden brown. It looks like a crossover between like hash browns and biscuits.
Yeah, they can be crispy on the outside if you make it, if you fry it in the pan or something. Yeah, it's really good. Just try it. But anyway.
Jesus.
All
okay,
right,
we've rambled long enough.
Yeah, we need to go. So,
let me go enjoy my Bluebell ice cream.
Wait. So, are you going to try one day at least between now and next Thursday? Just try. If you fail, that's fine. We'll talk about it. But at least try.
Should I do something like? Should I eat out somewhere or just get it store bought?
It doesn't matter.
I think I'm gonna try a soy burger because I've had soy burgers before.
We'll get a garden burger. It's called Garden Burger, which are made out of vegetables, or you can get a soy burger, whichever you like.
What if I get a veggie burger from Burger King?
I did that the other day. They're actually really good.
They're actually really good. I've had two.
Yeah,
and they're actually really good.
They make those with garden burger patties, which I have as well. Those are good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then this may not be so bad after all.
It's really not hard, but just try for one day and let me know.
And then when I go home, I'm gonna be like, fire up those fucking ribs.
It's all right. That's all right. By the way, if you want to check us out, you can find us at GayXYZ.com. You can find me at OffLimitShow.com. This is Donovan. If you want to find out more about Jason, you can find him on Instagram and Twitter. And what are your handles on there?
On Instagram, it's Fire and Ice 17. And on Twitter, it is Jason Be Like. It's Jason_BE_like.
Yes. And we will be back next Thursday, and we'll talk all about Jason's foray into vegetarianism for one day and see how that went. And we'll talk about more hot topics. So have a good week, everybody. Stay gay, stay you, and express yourselves, okay? Talk to you later.
Express yourself.
Oh, actually, before we go, that reminds me. As we're going out, I'm going to play you out with a song.
Here we go.
And here we go. Because this is from her Rebel Heart album. What the fuck? Where is it? Rebel Heart.
Either I'm going to like it or I'm going to really hate it.
I know I played this song before. You've heard it before. But anyway. Okay, good night, everybody. Talk to you later.
I hate it already. I'm kidding.
Woke up this morning feeling good that you were gone. Hurt for a while, but I'm finally moving on. Said it, did it, hit it, quit it, then you let it go. See you trying to call me, but I blocked you on my phone. It took a minute, but right now I'm feeling strong. It almost killed me, but I'm better off alone. Now you're saying that you're sorry, I don't wanna know. Better face the fact you had to go. It might sound like I'm an unapologetic bitch, but sometimes you know I gotta call it like it is. It might sound like I'm an unapologetic bitch, but sometimes you know I gotta call it like it is. You know you never really know how much you love me till you lost me. Did you? You know you never really know how much your selfish bullshit cost me. But fuck, it might sound like I'm an It might sound like I know you like it if I sat at home and cried, but that ain't gonna happen, here's the reason why. When we did it, I'll admit it, wasn't satisfied. When the gun was loaded, you were never on my side. I'm popping bottles that you can't even afford. I'm throwing parties and you won't get in the door. Said it, get it, love it, hate it, I don't care no more. Tell me how it feels to be ignored. It might sound like I'm an unapologetic bitch, but sometimes you know I gotta call it like it is. It might sound like I'm an unapologetic bitch, but sometimes you know I gotta call it like it is. You know you never really know how much you love me till you lost me. Did you? You know you never really know how much your selfish bullshit cost me. But fuck, it might sound like I'm an It might sound like I'm an Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa. It might sound like I'm an It might sound like I'm an It might sound like I'm an unapologetic bitch, but sometimes